Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin is literally collapsing. My trades are in a loss and unfortunately it looks really bad. So today I need to show you the next much lower price targets. Now first you're going to see all of our very important volume levels are right now getting a break towards the downside. Value area low and of course also point of control, both of them were right now lost. And in my opinion, this is definitely going to be a major red flag and a major bearish Bitcoin indication. We are continuing lower and only a couple of hours ago we hit also our daily and the monthly high term time frame area of support. Additionally, pay right now attention to the past 24-hour liquidations. Yes, it does look like almost $2 billion completely wrecked and completely liquidated from the entire cryptocurrency market. So this is right now why I do need to share with you my exact plan, what I'm right now paying attention to, and of course also what are going to be the next very important Fibonacci extension price targets. For that, we are going to go on the Coinbase chart where we do need to analyze the 5-wave price structure towards the downside. So what we are right now going to do, let's go with our Elliott impulsive wave right here, and we are going to identify our first impulse. We got a correction as of right now because we are moving super impulsively towards the downside. Simply, the entire move down is going to be our third Elliott wave. We can still be then expecting some kind of a bounce for the fourth one, and then of course also another push towards the downside for Bitcoin to finish the entire 5-wave price structure. Additionally, we are going to go with the logarithmic scale. Why so? Because we are using the very high term time frame, the daily one. That is why I do prefer using the logarithmic scale. And of course also we need to go with our trend-based Fibonacci extension. Before we go with it, I also want to go with the volume indicator simply because we need to check if the volume is right now actually very high on the entire move towards the downside. And I think you're going to agree with me right here, but nevertheless, the volume for the past couple of days, it is actually being quite significant while Bitcoin is moving very impulsively towards downside. What we are seeing right now, this exact thing with volume, is actually a very important thing to see in the third Elliott wave. So we can right now say with quite a high probability that yes, our 5-wave price structure towards downside on Bitcoin is probably valid. So what is right now going to be our next very important price target, talking about the third Elliott wave? We are going to right now go with our trend-based Fibonacci extension. I'm going to right now go with the exact high right here, with the exact all-time high, with the exact low right here, putting the third pivot at the exact high. And you're right now going to see our first target of our third Elliott wave is 1.618 Fibonacci extension level, aligning very nicely also, as you can see right here, with the daily and the monthly high term time frame areas of support. If we do go without the logarithmic scale, the price target is going to be slightly lower at approximately $80,000. So I would say like that, Bitcoin in the next couple of hours, of course, potentially has already right now bottomed out if we are right now already going to start moving towards the upside, or simply if we are going to go lower. In that scenario, we need to turn off the logarithmic scale and we are going to pay attention to the price target of approximately $80,000. In this scenario, we can then be talking about the third Elliott wave, then of course some kind of a bounce for our fourth one, and after that also our fifth Elliott wave is probably going to be formed in the next couple of days. Unfortunately, the situation is definitely not looking green. Literally, the entire month of November is right now being in a significant loss right here. And of course, additionally, we might even be expecting lower targets for our fifth Elliott wave right here. However, I would still say thank you very much for right now smashing up the like button, because 1000 likes are really possible. And of course, also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let's try to talk about more of a positive thing. What can we right now see on other indicators indicators, and of course also how can we right now make money in this quite bloody market, because unfortunately, yes, all of my long trades, Bitcoin long trade, Ethereum long trade, XRP, and of course also Solana long trade are right now being in a loss. However, if we are going to get some kind of a bounce towards the upside in the next couple of days, potentially all of those trades right here are going to be in a profit. And of course also I'm going to look and add something to all of my long trades right here, because simply we are going to hit some even more important price targets very soon. Additionally, let's try to talk about the RSI and also the money flow indicator. I do know that I have been talking about those indicators for the past couple of days. However, you're maybe even right now going to be surprised. All of the indicators are right now being in quite a significant oversold area. First of all, let's go with the relative strength index on the daily time frame. Clearly, you can right now notice the indicator is right now being at approximately 21 area. And the last time we were so oversold on the RSI indicator was back in 2023, literally 2 years ago, when Bitcoin then bottomed out and we literally exploded towards another all-time high. Also, we reached this specific area back in 2022. We got some kind of a bounce, another push down for the FTX crash, and this right here was then actually the bottom. Bitcoin then got also another major push towards the upside. So I would say like that. In terms of the RSI on the daily time frame, it does look like the area where we are as of right now could actually be quite a good area for us to be looking for another buy or a long position, especially because the crypto fear and greed index, at least as of right now, is being at the 11 area. Everyone is racked. Everyone is right now also being in the extreme fear. So this is right now why, if we are going to try and time the market to actually go with a very nice buying position, I would say looking for some kind of a buy very soon is going to be, at least in my opinion, quite smart. This is right now why I am dollar cost averaging into all of my long trades right here, and later in the video I'm even going to share with you exactly what is going to be our next very important price target in a case Bitcoin does continue lower, because yes, it is going to align very nicely with our 1.618 Fibonacci extension price target. But right now, let's actually zoom out a little bit more on the 2-day time frame, where you're right now going to see, yes, the RSI indicator is once again going directly in the oversold area. The last time we were in the oversold on the 2-day time frame was also right here back in 2022, and also right here in 2020 it was almost the exact bottom. Bitcoin exploded towards another all-time high. So historically speaking, looking right now at the objective data, looking right now at the RSI being oversold, it does look like that, yes, buying right now at least something could be slightly smarter than selling on such a nice dip right here, than selling on such a nice discount. Additionally, let's right now also go on the 3-day time frame, where you're also going to see the exact same story. We are right now also being in the oversold area, and the last time we were reaching such a low level was approximately back in 2022. Yes, we also hit this specific oversold area right here. Bitcoin then also got another push down. However, I would say like that, at least if you're buying right now, you're buying on the dip. You're buying on some kind of a discount. Probably the entire move down is not going to last forever. And yes, after we are going to bottom out right here, potentially we can then be expecting at least some kind of a bounce. Everyone at this area is probably also going to get super bullish right here, and only then potentially the trend is going to continue lower. But I would say like that, at least if you're right now looking to trade right here, in my opinion, is much better for us to be looking for another long and not a sell position right here, because usually you want to buy low and sell high. And this is right now why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free $30,000 bonus with the first link down below, because Bybit Exchange is right now giving to you only after you're going to sign up with the first link completely for free 20 USDT. Then make sure also you deposit, because you're going to get another 20 USDT. And of course also, when you're going to open up your first trade, you're going to get even bigger bonuses. So take an advantage of the free bonuses after you register and after initial deposit with the first link down below in the description. Right now also, let's pay attention to the money flow indicator, and also of course what is then going to be another very important high-term time frame area of support. Additionally, I also want to share with you exactly what is going to be our next important price target for Ethereum, because on Ethereum, as you can see right here, I do have an alert set because yes, we are also going to hit another important price target. However, let's go right now with the money flow indicator, and we are also going to go on the daily time frame, where you're right now going to see the money flow indicator is right now reaching the oversold area. Last time we were in the oversold, we then actually bottomed out and we got another push toward the upside on the Bitcoin price. Also right here, oversold, we got some kind of a bounce. And also in our historical example right here, Bitcoin bottomed out and we then continued simply towards another all-time high. So yes, it does look like once the money flow on the daily time frame is oversold, clearly it does look like it is going to be at least some kind of a very good buying opportunity. Additionally, let's right now zoom out on the 2-day time frame, where we are going to see we are approaching very fast also the oversold area. Last time we were oversold on the 2-day time frame was exactly right here. Yes, it was not the exact bottom, however, it was still a very good buy, and then Bitcoin also got another major push toward the upside. So don't get me wrong, I am not saying we cannot continue lower. However, looking right now at the money flow, looking at the RSI, buying approximately right here can actually be quite a smart idea. And that is right now also why, if we are going to right now actually hit our next lower price target, that being said, our 1.618 Fibonacci extension level without the logarithmic scale, we need to pay attention towards the area of $80,000. Why is $80,000 area such an important price target? Pay right now attention towards our next daily and our weekly high-term time frame area of support. Exactly at 80,000, or to be honest, 79,500 and 78,300 $, we still do have our next daily and the weekly high-term time frame areas of support. And both of those levels right here are aligning clearly exactly with our 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. So if we are going to right to go lower, buying approximately at $80,000 area could actually be a smart idea. Then of course we might be expecting some kind of a bounce for our fourth Elliott wave, and then of course also potentially another push down on Bitcoin can actually be expected. But nevertheless, buying low and selling high is usually one of the best strategies you can go with. And right now you're actually having quite a significant discount when everyone is liquidated, when all of the major indicators are being oversold, and to be honest, this right here does not really happen very often. Additionally, crypto fear and greed index, historically speaking, has not really reached the 11 area for quite some time. Even right here, back in June or May 2025, we were actually not that low. Yes, we were in the oversold, however, right now we are at the 11 area, and it really does look like people right now are scared. Not only scared, they are also significantly wrecked right here, because as of right now, yes, we just hit 2 billion in liquidations in the past 24 hours. So no, I'm not saying we cannot continue lower. For sure, Bitcoin can continue lower, and we also right now know what are going to be our next exact targets. However, the main thing I want to point out here is that usually you want to buy low, usually you want to buy fear when everyone is actually wrecked, and this is exactly what we are seeing right now. Additionally, what is also going to be, at least in my opinion, one of the best areas where we can be looking for another long trade on Ethereum. What I'm going to show you right now is something no one is showing you on YouTube. First, we are going to go with our Fibonacci retracement, where we can right now notice our golden Fibonacci ratio is coming in at approximately $2,400 area. Additionally, I'm going to go with the anchored VWAP that it also does look like it is going to get hit literally in the next couple of hours. And also, let's go with our high-term time frame areas of support. The daily and the monthly level, both of those levels coming in exactly right here. So no, I am not saying the level is going to hold. Potentially, we are going to collapse even lower. However, as we said, Ethereum and also of course Bitcoin are going to hit some major price targets, where of course we are not looking for a sell position. I'm only looking to add into my long positions on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and pretty much also maybe even on the entire altcoins market. And this is right now why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free bonus using the first link down below, because only after you're going to register with the first link right here, you're already going to get 20 USDT completely for free. And then also make sure you deposit, because you're going to get even bigger bonus bonuses, but also open up your first trade because you're going to get even bigger bonuses using the first link down below after you register and after initial deposit. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.